Hi, I'm Alexis. I'm from York, a small town. I was born and raised there.
My name's Jason Hoff. Was born and raised in York, Nebraska. I was in 2010,
Yeah.
so 10 years ago.
It was high school, and I was a freshman, you were a senior. And it was like during track season, and he came out for track like 2 weeks late. So I'm like over by the sand pit area, like doing like run throughs for long jump and triple jump. And I like just saw this like new person like out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, who is that? Like later, I think that same day, one of the coaches wanted to see his run throughs too. And so he came over there and he like ran through the sand pit, and he just like completely biffed it. Like literally rolled into the sand pit. And he comes over and he's like, why are you laughing at me? Like, you don't even know who I am. And I was like, oh, well, like, I'm Alexis. Like,
Yep.
Nice to meet you. My first impression was, like, first of all, who is that? I don't know who that is. And then I was like, he's really tan, and he had like the perfect like sandy blonde hair, and it was blowing in the wind, and then he had a big white smile. And I was just like, I need to know who that is. Like, someone needs to introduce me to him. But then he like made it happen on his own, I guess. So it worked out.
I was 17 and she was, I think, 15 or 16. So I thought she was pretty cute in high school. I still do. Didn't know who she was at all, but that all changed that first day when I fell down in the sand and I met her, and I feel like it was just kind of like fate. It was during finals at high school, and we went out to Wendy's. That was our big first date.
On one of my lunch breaks on like the last 3 days of school, he came and picked me up, and it was a rainy day, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And he picked me up and he drove this ugliest car. Like, what was it?
It was my Cougar. It was a 1990 Cougar.
This little white Cougar, and I like get into it, and there's like these dice hanging off the mirror, and did it have like red interior or something?
No, but it had a gold steering wheel cover.
Yeah, and I was like, who is this? Our first kiss was at his mom's house. His bedroom was in her basement, and then there was like steps and then his back door to like leave.
We were at my mom's house, and she was leaving. It was like 9 o'clock at night or something, and I walked her to the back door.
And we were like just standing right there for like 10 minutes, and he like opened the back door, and he was kind of awkward about it. And he's like, okay, bye. And I was like, okay, bye.
And I was like nervous to do it. I just like kept like, oh yeah, okay, well, have a good night. See you tomorrow probably. And then I finally just did it.
He like just kind of leaned in. I was like, okay, we're doing it. So we just kissed real fast, and then I left. Yeah, for sure. Like, he could probably survive like a whole freaking year. Like, literally, he in college had to take like a knot tying class, so he like knows all these random knots and stuff. So I'm for sure he could do that. He loves to fish. He loves to hunt. He would like probably sleep like in a canopy in the trees. Like, seriously, he would absolutely survive, no doubt.
No, she couldn't survive one day in the wilderness, I don't think. Her survival skills are pretty non-existent, and she hates bugs with a passion. She doesn't mind, I don't think, like getting dirty or swimming like in a lake or anything, but she absolutely cannot stand bugs. I think that would be it for her. It's just the first bug she saw. Like, no matter what kind of day we both had, she'll like just want to unwind and just be with me. At the end of the day, the only thing that really matters is us two, and we don't really fight all that much, and if we do, it's usually something stupid, and then like an hour later we're fine. But yeah, just like her compassion and willingness to go through and follow through with things.
Like how loving you are. I don't know, it's just not with like me, but it's with everybody, like your friends and your family. Like, I feel like you're really good at giving everybody your time. Like, whenever I have a bad day, he's always like, well, tell me about it. You know, and he always says, my grandparents used to always tell me, like, we can't go to bed without like sharing what happened during the day and why you're upset. Like, we can't go to bed upset with each other, especially. So tell me what happened, what's bothering you. He's very like keen on noticing that and making sure that I'm okay at the end of the day.
I think she'd be a cat because, I don't know, cats are just like curious and they like to figure things out, and she loves to do that.
Well, I thought he'd be a cat, but he stole that. So I don't know. Like, you know how sometimes cats are like lazy, like you're sometimes lazy.
Yeah.
But then there's also like times where, you know, you're like, come here, like I want to love you. And like that's how cats are. Like they're just like, I want to snuggle, and you know, it's like on their terms. And I feel like that's how you are. Like it's only on your time that you want love. Well, he always says that I texted him and said I LUV you.
Yeah, that's what she said first, love.
But I don't know, I thought you said it first, so I don't know.
I think you did.
Okay. I feel like probably back when we were at my great-grandma Joe's funeral, I was pretty young, I was still in high school. And he was obviously young too, and I think it was kind of like he didn't really know like how to support someone in that aspect. But just like having him there, and I was like, oh my gosh, like if I didn't have him here, I feel like this would be even harder than it already is.
I think it was probably somewhere like after just like 2 years, because my longest relationship before her was like 3 months. And it's like, oh wow, this is going on for a long time. And we really never argued or anything at all for like the longest time. And I kind of thought that was special.
I'm gonna say loving.
Perfect.
Definitely me.
Probably you.
For sure. I like swear I have self-diagnosed OCD or something. I organize my closet by color. And it goes, you know, like crop tops, tank tops, short sleeve, long sleeve.
Everything in her eyes has to be like perfect, and it cannot go off the rails at all, or it's ruined. So
if things don't go my way, it stresses me out, and I have to have a plan. Like I have a binder, you know, for like this day I'm gonna go do this, and you know, next week I'm gonna go do this. I have all my appointments in it, and like I said, when things don't happen like that, it just, I like freak out. He'll get into cupboards and he'll just, like he won't close them when he's done. So I'll like go into the kitchen and like, here's a freaking cupboard door open. And I'm like, Jason, like slam it closed. I'm like, can you shut this next time?
Like in the bathroom, she'll just leave all of her stuff all over the counter, everywhere, and you can't even like set your toothbrush down because there's no room. That, and I feel like I'm the only one that refills the dogs and the cat's water and cleans the litter boxes.
Well, yeah, you can do the litter box. There are cats. I think like the very first funny thing I remember about you is really embarrassing for you. So we were out with friends drinking, I think like in McCool. I like loved zebra print, by the way. Okay, I have to preface this. I loved zebra print, and I had my very first car, and I had zebra print floor mats, zebra print like dice in the mirror, like steering wheel cover, the seats, like everything was zebra, black and white. I had to take him home because he drank way too much. So he's in the passenger seat, and we're like driving down the highway, and he's like, I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up right now. If you need to pull over, it's happening. Before we pulled over, he like just puked in a McDonald's bag. And like the bottom of the bag broke, and it was all over his lap, like all over my zebra seat covers. And I was so mad. And then he just gets out on the side of the highway and just starts like taking his clothes off. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do. And he's like, I need some clothes, give me some clothes. And I found like the shortest little cheerleading shorts in my trunk. So he put them on, and he's just like walking around outside, and it's like 2 o'clock in the morning with these really short shorts on. I'm just like, okay, you do you. We had just bought our first house in Lincoln, and I like really wanted to have pictures ready when we moved into our house to put on our wall. So I messaged a photographer. Well, then he messaged my best friend and was like, well, who's this photographer? Like, I really want to propose during this session.
It was like the last picture of that whole session was just like the one where I was proposing.
That's cool. Yeah. You did a good job. When I walk down the aisle, I'm excited to see like what he does. Like, is he gonna cry? He almost cried when he proposed, so I'm like, maybe he'll cry when he sees me in my dress. And then of course, just celebrating with our friends and family and seeing everybody.
Seeing her in her wedding dress, and then just for everyone to have a good time. Hope nothing like chaotic happens.
Definitely want to have babies. Like within like the next year or two. If he wants to get a camper,
Yep.
we get a good camper, I'll go with you because I don't want to sleep in a tent all the time. I'm really excited. We finally made it to this day. It only took, gosh, 9 years, 10 years for us to get here. It took you like 8 to actually ask me to marry you, be your wife. So we made it, so I'm excited. I can't wait, you know, to see what else happens in our relationship and to start a family. I'm sure you look handsome. I'm excited to go home tonight. Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
Alexis, I love you. I'm proud of you for coming all this way and getting everything prepared for this moment leading up to tonight. And I cannot wait to spend the rest of my life with you. I'm excited, but it's like a nervous but good excited. And every day is going to be a journey, and I can't wait to go through every day with you. Hopefully
we can dance at this big party. If not, beer and yard games are out back.
Yeah, I will be. Try my best.